The United States, as well as our intentions may be, has got to stop being the world police. Especially when they're going into areas where they don't even understand the culture or the culture of the people. Look at what happened with Iraq, with their little purple fingers and their so-called democracy. This is their democracy now. There's a difference, because what we call freedom and what they call freedom are two different things. What's going to happen in Afghanistan as soon as we walk out? Taliban's going to walk right in and take over again. So we had, what, 6,000 to 7,000 American men and women who have died over there for absolutely no reason, trillions of dollars. And mind you, I had no problem going into Afghanistan when Bush said we were going to do that. It needed to be done, but we should have gone in with a plan, and we should have kicked butt and gotten out, and that would have been the end of it.
That's right. That's right.
And Iraq, I was totally against. So, you know, but we were attacked. And those that attacked us were Al-Qaeda back on 9/11. They were being trained and given safe haven by the Taliban in Afghanistan. They deserve to be attacked by us. But getting involved in Lebanon, in Syria, in Egypt, in Libya, look at every single country that our country has gotten involved in and what has happened when we've helped the so-called freedom fighters. The Libyan Freedom Army. That's the same ones that killed Chris Stevens in Benghazi.
That's right.
We ran guns to them. And as soon as they took over and Muammar Gaddafi was dead, they were flying, and there's pictures on the internet, Al-Qaeda flags over their government buildings. So basically we were outfitting Al-Qaeda. The ones that had just attacked us on 9/11, this is what we see in Syria. And what happens, you have Republicans, war heroes, patriots like John McCain going over and meeting with them. It makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to me. We need to stop outfitting them. We need to stop funding them. We need to stop going into their countries. And if, God forbid, they want to kill each other, that's on them. And I don't like saying that when Israel is on their southernmost border, but Israel can take care of itself.
Amen.
I know Israel will take care of itself. Been there, done that, seen it. Believe me, I know Israel can take care of itself. And if anything, Israel will become a much bigger country.
That's right.
That's why Israel doesn't ask us for help.
So, yeah, Syria, I honestly don't know. Assad is not going to stop. And you now have, besides Hezbollah, the terrorist organization from Lebanon that's helping him, that started to turn the tide, because for a while the rebels were beating him back. And now Hezbollah is helping him, and now you've got Iranians coming in, as well as, news broke yesterday, Iraqis coming in. You know, my dad used to tell me when I was little, and this is even before we moved to Israel, because I had asked him, I didn't understand, why does everybody hate Israel? Why does everybody hate the Jews? And he pulled out a world map. I'll never forget this. 5,000 years of Jewish wisdom. He pulled out a world map and he shows me this little dot in the middle of all these Arab countries, which was Israel. And he says, do you see that? That's Israel. If it wasn't there, right in the middle, they'd be killing each other. But there's something to be said about that. Because look at what happens. If Israel wasn't there, they would be killing each other for that rock called Jerusalem. Which, by the way, it's not about land. Jerusalem is nowhere in this book.
Amen.
Nowhere is Jerusalem mentioned in the Quran. You know when all of a sudden Jerusalem became one of their greatest places? 1967, when they lost it in a war, which they started. So when we give back all our land to the Indians, the Native Americans,
there you go,
and parts to Mexico and Texas and all, then I'll start considering giving this land back to the so-called Palestinians. You know, I mean, it's ludicrous. I don't know what's going to happen in Syria. Assad's not going to give up. The rebels certainly are not going to give up. And if you saw the news today, it's starting to look like Turkey is the next Arab Spring. Or as I like to call it throughout, I've been calling it the perfect storm.
That's right.
And that's, you know, I predicted what was going to happen in Egypt long before Mubarak was even ousted.
That's right.
Long before the Muslim Brotherhood was involved. You go back, thank God for YouTube and dates and times that are on things, because I don't have to claim that I predicted things. You can go and see it for yourself from the upload dates. I had said, back when the Muslim Brotherhood said they only wanted to put people in the parliament, they had no aspirations for getting the presidency of Egypt. I said, and I wrote in an article, don't remember what the name of it was, the Muslim Brotherhood has been waiting for an opportunity like this for 60 years, and they are not going to let it slip by. Lo and behold, President of Egypt, Muslim Brotherhood. Not 24 hours after he's in office, they started referring to their ally, who they'd been at peace with for 33 years, Israel, as the enemy. Oh, that's a shocker. They still had an embassy there. Diplomatic relations. Israel did more for that country in the name of agriculture and electronics than they would have done over the next 100 years. They would have been smart to keep it that way. Every time Israel gives back land, it gets answered with more rocket fire.
That's right.
It's not about land. It's about killing the Jews.
Yes,
It comes
that's
from
right.
that book.
That's right.
And there's a very famous saying in Arabic, very famous, that each and every one of you need to know. Is anybody out here Jewish, by the way? Didn't think so. Very famous saying in Arabic. First comes Saturday, then comes Sunday. Very famous saying. You know what that means? First come the Jews, then come the Christians.
That's right.
That is how they're going to take things over. So don't think just because you're a person of the book or you're not Jewish or you're not Israeli that you don't have anything to worry about. Because any devout Muslim will tell you, first comes Saturday, but then comes Sunday.